Hello, and welcome to Something Special. This is Solinus Dracone, and this is going to be Super Metroid. This is one of my all-time favorite games on any system whatsoever. It's the perfect game, in my opinion, in the Metroid series that epitomizes everything great about the franchise. It's got just such a perfect blend of atmosphere and gameplay control that I just can't say enough about this game. It's absolutely my favorite. Certainly my favorite of the Metroid series by far. Went ahead and I'm using SNES 9X for my play of it, and I'm just trying to remember the controls a little bit. I remember it was rather, shall we say, a different sort of a setup than what we're used to today, with the, I guess, using the X button on the PlayStation control. This is the old classic. A is on the right of the buttons, but in any case, we're going to go ahead and just start ourselves a new file. As you can see, I went ahead and erased my old ones, because Honey Badger don't give a shit. Alright, so, let's go ahead and fire this one up. Like to do the actual classic, not classic, well, yeah, the more well-known controller settings. I don't go for the Japanese style of things. And, yeah, I like the way that these are set up for the most part here. Let's see, icon cancel, I don't care for. Moonwalk, sure as hell, why not? And just for fun, let's go ahead and put the Japanese text on. Now, it's kind of important to note you want to do the Japanese or English text last, because when you go into controller setting mode, then, well, look at that. So, yeah, just make sure that you do that part last. So, I have to say one of the biggest things about the Metroid franchise that started to kind of turn me off was when Samus started to give inner dialogue, really, and you got a bit of that in this game, but it wasn't exactly to the point where you started to feel, God, she's just kind of an emotion-filled pain in the ass, really. She actually felt like a bounty hunter giving a good mission recap here. So let's go ahead and get started. This is the first time we've ever heard the voice of Samus Aran. Here we go.
The last Metroid is in captivity. The galaxy is at peace.
That's all you need. I first battled the Metroids on planet Xebes. It was there that I followed the plans of the space pirate leader, Mother Brain, to use the creatures to attack galactic civilization. I next fought the Metroids on their homeworld, SR-388. I completely eradicated them except for a larva, which after hatching, followed me like a confused child. I personally delivered it to the Galactic Research Station at Ceres, so scientists could study its energy-producing qualities. The scientists' findings were astounding. They discovered that the powers of the Metroid might be harnessed for the good of civilization. Satisfied that all was well, I left the station to seek a new bounty to hunt. But I had hardly gone beyond the asteroid belt when I picked up a distress signal. The Ceres station was under attack. And that kind of says it all, really. I mean, you could pick this game up and be completely up to date with the story. You wouldn't have to know anything about the other games to just get into it and enjoy it. Yeah, that's all I can say. And this is, I would have to say honestly, where Samus's legacy of, not being able to leave a place without blowing it up kind of gets started. So let's go ahead and start out this series station level. And, it's just feel that atmosphere there, the dark, ominous sounds in the background. I've got my volume turned down way low, so I don't honestly, I don't know if music's playing, ooh, something bad happened here. It's very, very excellent, simplistic controls there. Honestly, I could just go on and on gushing about this game, but I'm not going to bore you guys like that. So here is, the first actual fight in the game, and it's a supposed to lose kind of fight. Ridley gets you down to 29 health, and then he pisses off. It is possible, actually, to, actually win against him, but you gotta be careful, and it does take longer. I'll go ahead and try and see if I can just beat him down in a submission, but I'm not gonna be heartbroken if I don't manage it. It takes a lot longer of a time, so, Yep. And he's kind of being, ginger about things here, because normally he's spitting. There we go. All right. Yep. That's good. Okay, we're getting there. We're getting there. Yeah. I hit the 29 mark. So he almost kind of. The way that you do it, if you actually get him down to health, he almost kind of drops the Metroid, but not quite. And bam, there we go, the classic get the fuck out. So now we gotta run. And, sucks to be you guys, but, at least your bodies won't have time to rot. Oh yeah, steam. Ow. Thankfully the steam doesn't actually do any real damage. And if you're halfway paying attention, you're not going to actually, have trouble getting out of here. But then, they start to pull this SNES Mode 7 crap right here, tilting the screen, and, that's cute and all, but as a spectacle, it gets kind of old. You don't really need it. And I don't think it appears any other time in the game, so, bam. Worst house guest ever. So that's a great little run-up into the game, just sort of a prelude scene. The game tells a story, and it tells it with very few words. All the dialogue you get is at that beginning scene. In that opening credit when you're reading Samus's log file. So here we are, coming back to where it all started, Planet Zebes. And this is the first introduction, at least to my mind. I think it was done in Metroid 2, but this is the first time, to my mind, that we actually got the ship as a saving point. So, yeah, we're going to go ahead and use the saves here. And the ship is unique in that it's the only thing that actually restores all your health. If you save at a regular save point, none of the save points in the game actually restore your health and fill you up. So, yeah, there's going to be a little bit of danking it in this, and it's mostly going to be centered around tricks you can do with the wall jump. And, there's other things that you can do too. But for right now, you're kind of tied in, I suppose, to a set route. This is the last Metroid game, to my recollection, that actually requires you to use 5 missiles on the red doors. They normally, after this, they only take 1 missile. And this is a little bit of a shortcut. You can just drop down most of the way on that one side, either side, and then land. And here, when you look at this, the nostalgia, this is the place where we fought Mother Brain. Ho ho ho. So many feels. That's epic right there. And so here's an elevator that honestly I can't account for its placing in the original game. It just takes you back to the start point. And this is where the original game started. This spot right here. So the first order of business, you go and get the Morph Ball, also known as the Maru Mari. And as soon as you do that, bam, you are noticed. Well, I always kind of got the impression, you know, at least when I was young, that I got the impression that by getting the Maru Mari, that we actually were responsible for starting Z-Beast up, and I kind of felt a little bit like, well, what if we didn't come here and start this crap? Well, you know, the space pirates were already up in business, so, you know, I got over that survivor's guilt pretty quickly, but yeah. Just one of those things that provoked thought. So the first part here is honestly just, you know, getting together your kit, so to speak. You're trying to get together your missiles and whatnot. And I'm trying to kind of get remembrance of the fact that this game does not use the R button to equip the missiles, which I like it, that I use two different buttons for aiming up and down. But yeah, it does take a little getting used to. Also, the missiles, they kind of play the full-on, you know, item discovery music for every missile that you get, so that's a little bit tedious. And I think for this particular video, I'm going to try and get all the way up to Spore spawn before I call it for the this particular chapter, because I spent the time to look through the intro and whatnot. I don't want to take it too terribly far, but then again, I want to pace myself in such a fashion that I don't have tiny short episodes either. Still, with a game like this, you know, you're going to have... It's designed to be able to be beaten in under 2 hours, so I gotta kind of set some goals for myself. Yeah, this room right here, that's the gray doors. The gray metallic doors are supposed to be... You have to fill a prerequisite in the room, usually killing all the enemies there before you actually get the opportunity to open them, but once they are opened, they stay open forever. So you got that. Now, you know, in the interests of saving time and, you know, getting the most out of my danks so that they're not actually more trouble than they're worth, I'm not going to be actively seeking out too many goodies. I'm going to probably skip a lot of the extra item runs. And, you know, for instance, after getting the bombs, you can just go straight back down that shaft into Mother Brain's old room, and bam, there you go. You've got an extra set of missiles there. It's not worth it, you know. I can come back later on and do that better. Now, this is right here isn't something I have to do either. As a matter of fact, I'm kind of regretting coming this way. And, you know, I think this is where the map room is. So let's go ahead and just get that. Yep, the map room. And this is where Metroid really started its whole, you know, new tradition, I suppose, of being a full-on map system with interconnecting everything, and they did quite a bit of that, yes, in the original Metroid game, but not to this point. And this is where the phrase Metroidvania began to be coined. You know, that of course alongside the Symphony of the Night release. Yeah, that's a save room right there, and it's a little early for me to be saving, so I'm not going to worry about it. So, next order of business is to go and fight the Chorizo, which is another very interesting thing. It's a Guardian Chozo statue that, you know, attacks you as soon as you get the bombs. It is possible to beat the Chorizo boss, or actually to get the bombs and not have to fight the Chorizo boss at all. You'll notice that I didn't kill these little turds first, and that's because after using up the 5 missiles, I wanted to have a quick refill option. I'm gonna make an attempt to get this thing and run, but it's probably not gonna happen. Okay, got the bomb. Sweet. And then let's see if I can do it. Nope. Alright, so this boss is the only boss that can actually physically be hurt by your regular little pellet gun. And honestly, you don't have any greater advantage with the missiles than you do with your regular gun here. And the way to do it, just get all up in his grill, you know, don't give him room to breathe. Don't get all squeamish about it. Just get up in his grill and fire missiles into his gut. So there we go. That was simple enough. Let's press on. Alright, so yeah, we've got the basic kit to make it through most of the stuff here now. We've got the morph ball, we've got the bombs, we've got a couple missiles under our belt, so you know we can really make an exploration of things. Of course, obviously, you can't open certain things up until you get certain items, but you know, you've got basically the gist of it by this point. You've got your bombs, you've got your rolling around, and there you go. This game had a much more wide-open sort of feel to the control scheme than actually the ones that came after it. I feel like you know, you had much more freedom of movement in this game than, let's say, in Metroid Fusion or Metroid Zero Mission. The engine was better, so yeah, to take these guys out, you're going to want to use a missile. And yeah, I got that energy tank back there, but, you know, that's honestly, if you don't know what an energy tank is when you see it, then you're beyond my help. And yeah, I'll go ahead and pop this door open, and we'll take a quick little look, just a brief gander, at something that scared the ever-loving crap out of me the first time I saw it. This was back when I was able to actually get moved by video games very easily. Look at this, oh my god, it's so imposing and scary. It's the final statue. It's the statue that you have to beat the other 4 bosses, but coming into this room the first time, tell me you're not going to be startled and think, oh shit, a boss fight! But yeah, look at that ominous thing and listen to that music. Man. Just the atmosphere that it sets, you know? With the clouds in the background, it's really something. So enough of my honey badgering. Yeah, these little guys, you shoot them, little turds pop out. You don't really want to have to mess with those. You can totally skip them. Probably could have stood to kept a couple on my missiles, but honestly, there's not much at the beginning of this stage. We're in Bryn Star now, and Bryn Star, I would say, I'm not going to say it's the largest area because that's obviously Meridia is the largest area, but it's still pretty big. It covers a lot of ground, and you know, this game is just sprawling. A lot of it is labyrinthian mazes and such. So you know, that's what this game is all about, is you figure out the path and you wend your way there. So I would love to get my missiles up enough to open one of these doors here. Scheiße. Well, damn, I should have, guess I should have kept my hands on those missiles instead of popping out of the door, but hey, you know, no big deal. Just, yeah, waste my time going out and coming back in. If I open up any one of these doors, it'll be enough, but I think I want to open up that first door that's on the right as we come in, because that one's got another 5 missiles in it. And no, I don't try to trick out and glitch out the runs and, you know, try to time the pressing of the button for the speed boost. You know, I'm not going to try and play that kind of a twitchy, extremely precise sort of a game, because that's not danking it. That's, honestly, that's obsessing over it, and that's not what danking is. Danking is not obsessing. Danking is playing the game and making it easier on yourself. So, we'll just go ahead and pop this door open. And as you can see right here, these little butt nuggets as they come out of the pipe, you can totally stock up on crap from them. So yeah, once you've gotten one of these doors open, then for the most part, you can actually go about, you know, restocking your entire missile supply. So let's take a moment to do that. And yeah. I am sort of skipping a lot of these rooms here. I'm trying to remember what's over here. Well, we'll find out. These little guys, when you shoot them, the room gets a little darker. And, you know, you'd kind of want to shoot them just to get them out of your way, but then again, if you get the room too dark, you're going to have trouble finding your way around. And this is a missile recharge room. Considering as I was already full up, then that was kind of pointless. I'm wasting a little bit of time, but I'll make up for it later on. This is not going to be an honest attempt at a speed run. I'd love to try and get the under 3 hour or under 2 hour, but I'm not going to have a broken heart if I don't manage it. And I think a lot of the danks that I do are actually geared towards hitting that goal, because you can just skip a tremendous amount of backtracking in the game and get stuff early with a couple of the things that I'm going to do, and it doesn't honestly take that much twitchiness and messing around with it. It's really easily doable if you just pay attention to what you're trying to do. The game makes you do a lot of going down to the bottom and coming back up to the top, and that can get a little bit of annoyance. So here's going to be one spot where I use the wall jump to my benefit and get myself an early extra missile tank, which is nice. And here I can't really do anything there because that's blocked off. Let's just get these turds out of the way. Try to work our way through to where we're trying to go here. The charged shot is optional, but I definitely like to get it. As always, it's just very useful when you are out of missiles in a boss fight, but it's also quite handy for when you're just trying to plow your way through some enemies that are in your way. So it's great fun, and there's actually a lot of good tactics that are based around the charge beam. With certain of the other weapons that you can get your hands on, so it's definitely worth a pickup there. I never really used those other weapons much. In combination with the power bomb, you could do some pretty cool stuff with the charge beam, but I'm honestly not, I don't base strategy around it, although the wave beam can give you an extremely powerful effect. And I might try that out on Fantoon when I get to him, just because that's, it's actually it's a particularly difficult fight Fantoon. In Super Metroid, I know I talked it up a lot in original Metroid, or rather in Metroid Zero Mission, how you get punished for using super missiles, and you don't really in that game so much. But in this one, it's no joke. You do get punished for using super missiles on the bosses. They do take a chunk out of you for playing that kind of a game, and Fantoon is an excellent example of how they do that. So, this is one place where you want to kind of learn how to really actually play the game and use regular missiles to get what you're trying to get done. Come here. And you can use the charge beam to conserve missiles in some cases too, so let's see if I can just entice a couple missiles out of these fuckers here. So far it's mostly just energy. Not going to spend too much longer on this. One more missile tank. There we go. So let's go ahead and charge ourselves something up. And we're going to have these fuckers right here. Just one charge shot to the belly will take care of it. And moonwalk didn't work in our favor. Okay, awesome. So, thought I was going to need something there. Now here is the first mini-boss. Well, actually it's not the first mini-boss, that's Torizo, but in any case, yeah, this is a mini-boss, and it protects something. This is the Spore spawn. He's just gonna bob and weave about, and this is a safe spot right here. If you get down into this corner and turn into a ball, you're safe against all harm. Nothing can touch you here. But he's gonna open his mouth, and I try to get a couple missiles in there. And of course, in true classic NES boss fashion, as he gets more harmed, he changes color, and he gets a little bit more intense. So, yeah, cool, got 3 missiles in there. Logitech controller is actually a little bit tough to use here, but I think I can manage it pretty well, although I can see it becoming a problem when I'm trying to do some of my more precise timed jumps. Ow, he got me. Okay. It's no problem, I got this. I got plenty of missiles. Got those extra missile tanks that I picked up, and these little things falling from the ceiling actually will drop missiles for you. That was nice of him to just come down to face level for me. Listen to that sinister music. Alright, simple enough. So that's Spore Spawn dead. Get all the little goodies, and it's a cool little thing you could do if you triangle jump off of his head there. It'll wiggle a bit. Okay, so yeah, that's gonna do it for this episode. I think this is just, you know, it's a good intro and getting through a small portion of the game, and I do thank you for watching. This is Solinus Dracone, and this has been Super Metroid.